Our theme for today is weather, and we are learning 20 sea level words you can use to describe or talk about weather. Let's get started. Overcast. This is when the sky is completely covered with clouds, making everything look grey. You can't see the sun and it feels like the day might be gloomy, but it's not raining yet. The sky was overcast all morning, so it looked like it might rain. Blustery. This means the wind is blowing really hard, sometimes so strong that it makes walking difficult or causes things to blow away. On the blustery day, I had to hold on to my hat so it wouldn't fly away. Humid. When the air feels really wet and sticky, even though it's not raining. This happens when there's a lot of moisture in the air, and it can make a hot day feel even hotter. And places near the sea coast are usually humid. It was so humid today, my clothes stuck to me and I was sweating just sitting outside. Muggy. This is similar to humid, but it feels even more uncomfortable. Muggy weather is hot, wet, and makes you feel sticky, like you need a fan or air conditioning. The muggy air made it hard to sleep last night, even with the windows open. Frigid. Frigid is a word that you use when it's extremely cold, so cold that it feels like you can't stay outside for long without freezing. Frigid. The weather was so frigid, we had to wear extra layers of clothes just to stay warm. Drizzly. When there's a light, steady rain, the kind where you might not need an umbrella, but could get a little wet if you're outside for too long. Drizzly. So it was a drizzly day. We decided to stay inside and watch a movie. Sweltering. When it's so hot outside that it feels almost unbearable. It's the kind of heat that makes you feel sweaty and uncomfortable. It was sweltering at the beach, so we spent most of the time in the shade. Chilly. This is when the weather feels cold but not freezing. It's the kind of cold where you might want a jacket or a sweater. It was chilly in the morning, so I wore my sweater until the sun came out. Breezy. When there's a light wind that feels nice and cool but not strong enough to blow things away. It's the kind of weather that makes you feel nice and comfortable. The breezy weather was perfect for flying kites in the park. Scorching. When the sun is so hot that it feels like it's burning. It's a level of heat where it's uncomfortable to be outside for too long. The scorching sun made it too hot to walk on the beach without shoes. Frosty. This is when it's cold enough for ice or frost to form on the ground, trees, or windows. Everything feels icy and frozen. It was so frosty outside that our car windows were frozen and needed to be scraped. Sleet. Sleet is a mixture of rain and snow falling together, but it's not quite snow and it's not quite rain, something in between. It started to sleet while we were walking home, so we got a little wet and cold. Gusty. When the wind blows strongly but in bursts. The wind isn't constant, but it comes in short, strong bursts. It was so gusty that our door kept blowing open. Dreary. When the weather feels dull, grey, and depressing. You can call it a dreary day. It's usually cloudy with a little bit of sunlight and it can make you feel a little bit sad. The dreary weather made me want to stay in bed all day. Torrential. When rain is falling very heavily, so much that it's hard to see or stay dry. This kind of rain can cause flooding because it comes down really fast. So if there is no break, and it keeps raining and raining, it's torrential, a very heavy rain. The torrential rain made it impossible to drive safely, so we had to pull over. Balmy. When the weather is pleasantly warm and mild, not too hot and not too cold, And the kind of weather that just feels right, you can call it a balmy day, balmy weather. It was a balmy evening, perfect for a walk along the beach. Hazy. When there's a light fog or mist in the air that makes everything look a bit blurry or unclear, you can still see but not very far. It's hazy. The morning was hazy and the mountains in the distance were hard to see. Nippy. When it's a little cold but not freezing. It's the kind of weather where you might feel a slight chill, especially if there is a breeze. It's a bit nippy this morning, so I wore my jacket to school. Unsettled. So when the weather is changing a lot and it's hard to predict, it might rain, then stop, then rain again. It's unstable and keeps shifting, then the weather is unsettled. It looks sunny now, but the unsettled forecast says we could have rain later. Sultry. When it's very hot and humid and the air feels heavy, like it's hard to breathe, this kind of weather can feel uncomfortable, so sultry. It was so sultry outside that we decided to stay indoors with the fan on. Hope you liked the lesson. If you have any requests, let me know in the comment section below. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next one.